morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Easy69. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have a brand new tank in the game. A brand new French Tier 9 heavy tank that you can get, of course, for crates. Now, it is in the store. Is this tank worth getting? Now, we're going to get into the details of the tank. But firstly, I do think it looks great. I think the tank looks fantastic. Of course, it is the CHAR FUTUR 4. Now, it is a French tank, and it does remind me of a Batchat. It does look like a Batchat, but it is actually a medium tank, not a light tank. To be fair, it kind of looks like a tank destroyer with a gun, but yeah, what is the tank actually like, and is the tank worth buying? Now, straight off the bat, while it's in crates, then definitely no. It isn't worth it because, again, you're not guaranteed the tank unless you get enough charms, if they do the charms. But if you have to get enough charms, then it does become very, very expensive. So looking at the stats of the tank, armor profile, pretty much non-existent. 70 millimeters on your turret and 60 on your hull. DPM, 2,925. To be fair, that's not too bad. For a medium tank in Tier 9, that isn't actually too bad, and in fact we are running it with calibrated shells, so because we're not using the rammer, we are losing some DPM. So 2,900 using calibrated shells isn't bad at all. Your reload time is 7 seconds, so again, not too bad. Penetration is 256 on your APCR and 319 on your heat, 61 on your HE. So yeah, penetration wise, not too bad either. You're looking at sort of tier 10 mediums there with that penetration. You've got a 340 alpha shot on your APCR, 290 on your heat, and 450 on your HE. Aim time 3.4, yeah, kind of average, not the great, but not worse. But your gun dispersion is decent at 0.299, pretty decent. And you have 7 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of a very nice 60 kilometers per hour. So I mean, yeah, we all like new tanks, you know. People, especially people that just want to spend money on the game, they are maybe collectors. They want to collect as many tanks as possible. Yeah, it's not a bad tank to have. Of course, it comes with its weaknesses with the armor profile. You're not going to bounce too much, so you just got to remember that. Yes, you are a tier 9 medium. However, there are stronger tier 9 mediums. You know, even things like the T54, the E50, things like that. They can actually take some shots and they can get some bounces. With this, even when you're up against some tier 9s and tier 8s, then yeah, you're not going to, unless you're extremely lucky, you're not going to bounce too many shots. The gun depression as well, yes, 7 degrees of gun depression, but that's not an awful lot. It's decent for what it is, but yeah, it's not an awful lot, and it's not going to get you out of trouble if you are sat on a ridge, because you're not going to get your gun down enough to be able to get that gun depression down to get that shot off. So just be careful with the gun depression. I mean, like here, to get our gun over, we do actually have to go over a little bit. So do bear that in mind. So we are pushing quite far forward now. Now, the 3 medium tanks on our team, we are pushing together, and we are sort of just aiming at the one tank that's there, the Chimera. So he's now gone, and we can push on to the next tank. And you can see the Progetto 46 is running away. And when a tank runs away like that, usually that is actually a very, very good sign that there isn't many tanks that are protecting these medium tanks. So we can then push a little bit further on. So we've only got 600 damage so far, but yeah, there's already 1 medium tank down, and we have now managed to get at the back of the enemy tank. So a nice roll there, 375 into this motion, but he is now turning around. No idea why this Lanson C is just sitting there, being a one-shot, and no idea why the motion decided to go for me and not the Lanson, who is a one-shot. So again, another nice shot there, nice alpha, 371. There goes the IS-3, so it is now a 7 versus, well, there goes that guy. So it's a 7 versus 4. You can see we're not bouncing a single thing. Yes, we're in the open. We're not using any gun depression or anything like that, but it really isn't looking too good for us. That's 2,000 damage. Was wasn't quite aware that that guy with the Object 274A was at the back of me, but there goes the Bajetto. The Object 704 is now being rushed by almost every single person on my team, so I'm going to just push a little bit forward and keep this Object 27A spotted. And whilst he's not looking at me, we will go for the shot. And you can see, like, we are getting shots well above the 300 mark, and yeah, as soon as he looks, I am going to back up. So we were only on 2.6k damage. I mean, we're going to come out. I got lucky there, to be fair. I was probably being a little bit greedy, and if he wouldn't have got killed, he probably would have killed me before I managed to kill him. But yeah, I mean, it didn't do much damage at all, but we still managed to get a second class. So we're going to have one more game on Mayan Ruins, but overall it doesn't seem like a brilliant tank. There's nothing really that stands out to be amazingly great about the tank. It is balanced, so well done Wargaming for actually balancing a tier 9 premium, but it's also nice to have a new tier 9 premium medium tank, or a collectible medium tank. We don't have many out there. Normally it's tier 10 or it's tank destroyers or anything like that that comes into the game. So it is nice to have a new tier 9 collectible / premium in the game, because we really don't have too many out there. So yeah, we're going to push forward on the left side. All of my team are with me, so that is a fantastic start to the battle. So we're just going to sit and cap for now. It is a tier 10 game, so again, you've got to be careful, especially those with the big alpha guns, the Death Stars, the E100s, the Jaegeroos, the Grills, because yeah, you don't have that much armor. You will be able to be HE'd, so do bear that in mind. And if you're HE'd from a Death Star, that could be game over for you. You've got 1600 hit points. A Death Star could do 1625. So do remember that, and just be careful of those big Death Stars, because you don't want to be one-shotted in this tank. So we're going to get the shot. Yes, we are having to switch to the heat here to get the damage into the IS-7, but yes, I'm doing less alpha, but I'm still penetrating him. I'm not bouncing him. If I was shooting the APCR now, no doubt I wouldn't even be able to penetrate that guy from this distance. So as soon as we got no shots, we're going to carry on moving to the left side. I was happy where I was, to be fair, but all my team are around the C area. But the enemy have caught base A and they have caught base B. So if we don't make a move now, we are definitely going to regret it later on in the game. Because the worst thing you don't want is people or your team not to play this game like Supremacy. You want them to play it like Supremacy. But there's so many people now that don't give a shit that if it's Supremacy or not. They just want to play their game. And the worst thing that you want to happen, I've seen it happen many, many times, you play your game, you destroy the enemy, but because they caught the 2 bases very, very early on, you end up losing a 7 versus 1 or a 6 versus 1 because nobody wanted to cap the bases. It is very, very annoying to, when that happens, trust me. I've had it happen to me, but on the other end, I have also won a 7 versus 1 thanks to Supremacy. So you can see that HE damage there that I did to that guy, over 400, which is very, very nice. And we're going to get the HE there, a bit low on the lower side, 380, but we'll take it. I mean, why not? We'll take it, and then we get another 366. So still the enemy, I've got 2 bases. At least we have base C, and at least we are winning on Supremacy points. So it gives us time, to be fair. Yes, they got 2 bases, but there is just 3 tanks left alive. And one of them, which is the Leopard one there, he is now a one-shot. So we are going to try and go for him, and we do manage to get the kill. So the AMX 30 there, he's a one-shot. So we're just going to drop down here just to try and get the shot. And what a waste of time. As soon as I drop down, of course, that guy dies, and then we've got to go all the way back up to try and get the shot. I should have just gone straight for him, but yeah, it was hard to get damage. I mean, this tank, some people will get big damage games, but it's not one of those tanks that you're going to get a massive amount of damage every game. It is an average tank. I mean, it's nothing special. By all means, it really isn't nothing special. It can perform, but it does have its weaknesses. So do bear that in mind. But for now, I wouldn't try to go for the tank. It really isn't worth spending all that money when it is only for crates. I would just wait. It's not too important to have have in your garage for now, trust me. But let me know your thoughts. Have you got the tank and what do you think of it? So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy and I will catch you all very soon. Bye bye. With